In this video, I'm going to share with you my 5 tips on how to overcome imposter syndrome and stop feeling like a fraud. What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome, I'm Coach Simona. I upload weekly videos on how to simplify your life and become the person you aspire to be. So if you're interested in personal development, hit the big subscribe button below and the bell next to it to get notified every time I upload a new video. Now let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, before we jump into my 5 tips on how to overcome imposter syndrome, let's take a closer look at what it actually means and why you're struggling with it in the first place. Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern in which you may doubt your accomplishments and have a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. As I was researching this topic, one question constantly came up in my mind, and that was, do we all struggle with imposter syndrome? Well, it turns out that 70% of individuals will experience signs or symptoms of imposter phenomenon at least once in their life. This can be a result of a new academic or professional setting. Clinical psychologist Dr. Kimberly Norris says that one of the reasons we are quick to see our flaws over our achievements is because our brains are hardwired to focus on negative things. The human brain generally doesn't focus on good things because good things can't hurt us. Instead, it focuses on things we see as dangerous, in this case, the threat that I will be found out as a fraud. If you're watching this video, chances are you're probably dealing with imposter syndrome right now. It's not something that completely goes away. You just learn how to deal with it and become more self-aware. Now let's jump right into my 5 tips on how to overcome imposter syndrome and get your best work out there into the real world. My first tip is to remember that imposter syndrome is more common than you think. You're not alone in this, and you can definitely do something about it. The fact that so many successful people have struggled with it is just another reason to push through. It's a sign that you're doing something right. You just may be afraid of your own success. Here are some people who have shared their experience with imposter syndrome. Maya Angelou, Seth Godin, Kate Winslet, Tom Hanks, Tina Fey, David Bowie, and many, many more. Next time you're having debilitating thoughts that you're a fraud or you don't deserve your own success, just notice them and label them by saying to yourself, "This is my imposter syndrome." By doing that, you will diminish their power. And what you can also use is a wonderful tool called the Automatic Thought Record tool. I actually made a downloadable cheat sheet for you guys, so you can download it by clicking the first link in the description box below. Now let's get into my second tip. Gather evidence that contradicts it. The imposter syndrome is a construct of your mind. It's part of your internal monologue, your never-ending mind chatter, the so-called inner critic. If you haven't watched my previous video on how to silence the inner critic, you can check it out after this one. I will link it below and also in the cards. Now let's go back to the idea of gathering evidence that contradicts your imposter syndrome. Next time you have a thought that suggests you're a fraud or you don't deserve your own success, ask yourself these questions. Number 1. Is this a fact or just a feeling? 2. What things have I done in the past that may have led to my success, promotion, or award? 3. Do I need a title to prove that I'm a worthy human being? 4. Can I teach at least one person something I know and they don't? 5. Am I afraid of my own success? And why do I feel this way? When you realize that you can actually prove to yourself that you're worthy of your own success and you're not a fraud, you will become stronger, braver, and able to bring more value to the world. Look for evidence that helps you stay on track. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. And stay focused and consistent on the value that you bring to the world. Now that leads me to my next point. Keep a success jar. Hey there! Are you enjoying this video? If that's the case, you're gonna love my new book, 111 Ways to Simplify Your Life. Sometimes it takes a while to realize that everything you've been searching for is already here. You just need to know how to see it. I've compiled 111 proven ways that I recommend to my clients and I use daily myself. Learn more at coachsimona.com/book. Now back to the video. A friend of mine told me about this a few years ago, but at the time I felt the idea was a little bit weird. My imposter syndrome was still going strong at the time, as I wanted to launch my own business but was afraid of taking the first step. Here's what a success jar is. It's a box of accomplishments, of kind things that other people said about your products or services, or things that you want to look at when you're questioning why you're doing what you're doing. We all have bad days, and you never know whether or not you're going to question yourself at some point. That's exactly when the success jar will come in handy. Trust me, you may not need it now, but one day it may push you to keep doing what you're doing, and you will be grateful that you took the time to collect all these beautiful memories. Which leads me to my fourth tip. Memento mori. Memento mori means remember that you're going to die. Now, how is remembering your own mortality linked to overcoming your imposter syndrome? Here's what happens when you think about your own death. You remember that you have limited time on this earth. You develop a sense of urgency and you start taking more action. Taking action is the antidote to fear. When you fear that everybody is gonna judge you or they're gonna expose you as a fraud, you're depriving the world of your own unique gifts. And yes, I believe that we all have unique gifts. You may say the same things other people have said before you, but you will say them in a different way. You will deliver your message in a different way, and your hero journey will be different. So by remembering that you're going to die, you will kill two birds with one stone. You will stop procrastinating, and you will become a doer, not a thinker. I've actually made videos on both of these topics, so I will link them below for you guys. Now let's get into my next tip. Number 5. Remember that you're always changing. You're not the same person you were yesterday. You may have the idea of a solid identity, but the truth is you can change your beliefs about yourself at any given moment. It may take you a little bit of time to adjust your new beliefs because your mind loves what's familiar and doesn't like what's unfamiliar, but it can happen if you work with your subconscious mind. Actually, if you want me to make a separate video on how to reprogram your subconscious mind, just let me know in the comments below and I will shoot it for you guys. Now let's go back to the idea of always changing. If you're dealing with imposter syndrome, that is a sign that you're changing, growing, evolving. You can't deal with imposter syndrome if you haven't done anything in life. Think about it. Imposter syndrome is just another way the resistance to create is showing up in your life. That actually reminds me of one of my favorite books from the past few months, called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Here's his take on imposter syndrome. The amateur believes he must first overcome his fear, then he can do his work. The professional knows that fear can never be overcome. That voice in your head is your fear talking. Don't let it stop you from sharing your gifts with the world. Even if you help one person out there, it's still better than keeping it all to yourself. And that leads me to today's tweetable. Don't die with the music still in you. Wayne Dyer. Now I have a question for you. What would you do with your life if you had the complete freedom to choose? Share in the comments below. So far in this video, we talked about the 5 ways to overcome imposter syndrome. But if you want to take it a step further, download your free cheat sheet on how to work with your mind instead of against it, by clicking the first link in the description box below. If you found this video helpful, please like it and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because in the next video we're going to talk about how to say no without feeling guilty, and I will give you my best tips on how to set healthy boundaries. In the meantime, while you wait for this video, I post a lot of content on personal development, so make sure to check out these 2 videos as well. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!